Hey guys, it's Thorne, and today I'm here with my hair and makeup stylist, Tonya, and we're going to show you how to go from a bare face to a more casual day face, and then to a prom look, since prom is right around the corner. So, Tonya, how do you get the glowy look?
I'm glad you asked that. One of my favorite foundations is the YSL Touche Éclat. I use this just in the center of your face with a beauty blender. And this is how your skin always looks nice and dewy. So the next step after you apply the foundation is bronzing the skin so it looks a little bit sun-kissed. So what I like to use is MAC's powder. It's called Give Me Sun with the 109 brush. And I just do the cheekbones in a little circular motion and kind of buff it out through the temple. This is a natural fiber brush and it just gives it a very buffed out appearance so that the makeup doesn't go on too heavy. And the next step would be to add a highlight. I use a cream foundation by MAC called Extra Dimension with a 168 brush, and this gives the skin a little bit more of a glow, which is nice for daytime.
But do you use it in the same places as the other one?
I don't, good question. I actually go just above the contour, which is right where we put the bronzer. So I start right on the apple of the cheek and bring it up towards the top of the ear. I also like to do a sliver on the nose just to give it a little bit of a glow there as well.
And what kind of blush do you use, a cream or a powder?
I kind of go back and forth on you. Lately I've been loving the Kevyn Aucoin, and I literally do just a pop of color right on the apple of the cheeks. This blush is super bright. A little bit goes a long ways. I love the Beauty Blender because it really helps all the products you use
really soak into the skin?
Yeah, so everything mimics skin and it looks really natural. For B's brows, I use Aqua Brow and an angle brush. You just put a little bit on the back of your hand. The great thing about this is you put it on and it stays in place all day long.
You always want to make sure you fill in your brows because it really makes your eyes bigger. And
totally. It helps frame the face. You already have really nice defined brows, so I just kind of go in and fill in the empty spaces. So it just adds a little bit of definition. Moving on to eyes.
And what kind of brush are you using for the eyes?
This is a 224 from MAC as well. It's called a blending brush. For daytime, I like to keep it super subtle on the eyes, so I'm going to use more of a flesh tone and just kind of blend it into her crease. So if you're doing it on yourself, you want to look straight in the mirror. That way you could see this little pocket here. You set the brush in that little crease and just do small circular motions. It's going to give it something for the second color to blend into.
So do you always do more of a circular motion on the eyes and cheeks?
For the contour, I do more of a swiping motion, but the apples of the cheeks and the eyes, I tend to do small circles, just because you're trying to keep the product more in a specific area. To finish off the eyeshadow for the daytime look, I'm going to use a pressed pigment from MAC, One to Watch, with a 239 brush.
You changed brushes, why?
Because this is it's a different size and it's a different texture. The brush we used in the crease is going to help blend it soft and fluffy. This is firm and flat. And because of the firmness, it's going to give you more of an opaque finish instead of a soft wash of color.
On my eyes, we tend to do more browns and greens and stuff, but for different colors like blue and then really dark and then more hazel like yours, what colors do you recommend?
For blue eyes, I usually like to do violets and anything with an orange undertone. For hazel eyes, I love violets because violet and green go really well. For today, we're doing all neutral just so it's friendly for every eye color. So the colors we're using today are definitely something anybody could use. Brown, blue, green, or anything in between. Like you have darker brown eyes sometimes, like depending on the lighting. So I use a highlight, which is the same one we used on the apple of the cheek, with a pencil brush. And I pop it in the center of the eye and this really helps open the eye up.
So where are all the highlights? Where do they go on the face? All of them?
The most common places are the high points, so the upper cheekbone, the center of your nose. Sometimes I'll do like the Cupid's bow, like just above your lip. And then I like to do the inner corner of the eye just to really open up the eye.
What does the highlight do under the eyebrow?
When you add a lighter color under the arch of the brow, it's gonna really open up your eyes. So if you use anything bright or a little bit lighter than your natural skin tone, it's gonna give the brow a more defined edge and open up the eyes. Next, I'm just gonna apply a little bit of mascara. I love using the Extended Play Lash by MAC. It's got a teeny brush, so the great thing about it is it's really easy to get in there and add some definition to the lash.
Nice and natural.
For the lips, throw on a lip stain. You put them on and they literally last all day. It's like a huge crayon, and you literally just fill in the lip. These colors are great for spring. I love playing around with lip colors. I mean, everybody likes a little something different on themselves, but don't be afraid to try new things. I personally am not a fan of red lipstick on myself, but I love it on you. My best advice would be to always, every time you go, just try something you haven't tried before and you might surprise yourself.
And what we like to do is after we finished our look, we like to take a picture of it because it can look very different on camera than it does in person, and you want to make sure that it looks just as beautiful as it does in person. So always take a picture.
And see how it photographs.
Yeah.
So this completes our daytime look. We did super subtle eyes and a pop of color on the lips. Super easy for every day, for school or just your weekend look. Next, we're gonna do an evening look, maybe for prom or your next school dance, and
it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah.